Ooh, let's get some music going. This silence doesn't do anybody any favors, especially not me. Yikes! Almost a year. Not Peachtree says almost a year. Almost a year of what? I thought my anniversary was in February. Good evening, says. Guess you missed the notice. Have your notifications turned off? Notifications for what? I got 50 things that can notify me. Negrastormentus. Negrastormentus. 2865 says, good evening. Thank you. Good evening to you too. Subbed for 11 months. I guess that means you've been an affiliate for about 11 or 12 months. Oh! Dang! See, that's something that that Recast doesn't do for me. It doesn't give me these notifications. Notifications. These are just things I've done rather than, oh, there we go. My channel. Okay, that's just advertisements. Thank you so much, not Peachtree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so lame and I don't know how to get this stuff working. So it can warn me when things like when people do awesome things like this and you know, I feel bad now. Oh, hang on. That's probably my girl. But which girl? Ugh, man, I'm a mess tonight. Literally. Please stand by. My back hurts. I got the sniffles. I'm gonna do this anyway. Yeah, there's plenty. I found a whole bottle. There. Okay, 1 second. Let me look at my things so that I can link everybody to my things. And my thing can be linked to everybody. I recall you're a fan of Planet Crafter. Have you seen the trailer for Soul 1? I have not. You have intrigued me. Hang on just a second. Ugh. Man. Restream channels. Finally there. Good lord. Alright, let's tell everybody we're getting started. As was the style at the time. Stream is starting now. Why must objects persist? Find out. And the Twitch link. There we go. You're killing me here, Restream. Okay, fine. I'll type it in manually. If you just won't let me do it any other way. I'm trying not to be a tech grandpa, you know. I'm trying. I've been tech savvy my entire life. But stuff just doesn't work like it's supposed to. So what am I supposed to do? All right. Oh, how are the audio levels? Sorry to be off topic, but what is your opinion about Sony removing physical and going all digital? Off topic? Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Give me just a second. I've never seen such a more immediate comeuppance for Sony's going all digital. This is nice. What was that? That was Wonder Project J. I think. Hard to tell. Alright, let's tell everybody on the Discord. Is that going to resolve both of those URLs? It better. Yes, there we go. Alright. Good. I typed it right. And now the glorious patrons. Who make it possible for me to not starve to death while I try to do this stuff. I am hoping that my noise filter is taking out all of these sniffles that I'm doing, because I just don't have time to hit the button. Mithras says, "Damn, I wish it wasn't 1 a.m. where I am. Audio sounds good. Thank you, and feel free to catch a pod later." Mithras. Is that what it is? Because it kind of reminds me of the character of Mithras from Sacrifice, which is one of my favorite games that nobody knows about. I personally don't mind it. Oh, Fahed. Fahed. I'm gonna call you Fahed. Fahed, something like that. Don't worry, sniff as much as you want. I personally don't mind it. Thank you. You're so kind. Here comes the coffee, trying to keep me awake while I do this. Okay. We have a fair number of people, so and more will filter in as they get the notifications, which I should have sent out 15 minutes before the whole thing started. One moment. There. So let's get started. Hello, my name is Anthony Salter, also known as ViridianGames.com. ViridianGames of Viridian. I can't get through my own intro. I am Viridian. My company, my little bitty indie company, is called ViridianGames.com, and I am your host for the evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So we've got some good things to talk about before we get started with the updates. And the first is Sony. I have never seen anybody get struck by the gods for their hubris as quickly as Sony has this week. Polarity Gamer says, welcome, welcome. Welcome to YouTube, Polarity Gamer. Sony had a major outage this week. During that outage, nobody could play any game that required any sort of online check at all, single or multiplayer. And it didn't even matter if you had a disc. If the game did an online check, like for updates or something, and was programmed in such a way that it wouldn't let you play if you didn't update, then you couldn't play, even though you had physical media. Now, I remember the last time Sony had a major outage. That was back in the PS3 era, and it lasted for weeks. Now, I didn't care so much because I didn't play games online. And back in the PS3 era, you could just put the disc in the PS3 and it would work. So it did not bother me at all. In fact, um, I got a free copy of Infamous out of it once the darn thing was over, which is a game that I had skipped over because the demo didn't do a good job of portraying what the game was actually about. Um, and then I played it because it was free and I loved it. And then I bought the second one. Nice bit of marketing there, Sony, because the second one was just about to come out. So they're like, let's give a copy of the first one to everybody as a thank you for sticking with us through this difficult time. And maybe they'll buy the second one. Well, it worked. It worked on me. I loved both of those first two games. I did not play Second Son because I watched videos of in trailers and such, and the guy looked like a complete asshole. He did not look like a fun character to play. He had no humility. Um, I did not like that. I start to hate Sony now. I refuse to buy any game from the PSN now. Ugh. What? Mithras. I know about Sacrifice. I loved it too, but the nickname comes from Myth 2 Soulblighter. Oh, Myth 2 Soulblighter. Oh, good lord, that game was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Oh, so many great lines. Such good writing. The writing was there was so little writing in it, but what was there was so good and so evocative. Oh, it was so good. I'd quote some if I could remember the names. I'm sorry. It'll probably come up in a little bit. Okay, yeah, I can't remember. But what an absolutely stupendous way to show everybody in the world exactly what an all digital future looks like. What an amazing and immediate counterexample to what Sony is trying to do. It's ridiculous. And it happened so quickly and that people were saying that they were hacked, and it's entirely possible that that was the case. That some hackers went, okay, let's show everybody what happens when PSN goes down. um, I wouldn't quite call that ethical hacking, but you know, pride goeth before the outage. The consoles really do have a problem right now. Both Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo all have a problem right now. Nintendo far less so. Um, wow, this music is just killing it. Oh, it's got tons of Chrono Trigger in it. That's what it's got in it. Nice. I'll probably get demonetized, but that's okay. Okay, so Sony hoist on their own petard. Um, what has happened this week? I'm probably forgetting something. But we can roll into what I've been working on for the last couple of days, which is a video about object persistence in gaming. And um, I've written most of the script. I've grabbed a lot of footage. And oh, I agree, Nintendo less so. I think Sony can only learn if their network keeps going down. Oh, okay. What I was going to say, the Microsoft have an ecosystem very good. Complicated situation in big tech. Yes, Microsoft isn't terribly uh, in terms of borkedness. Nintendo is down here, Microsoft is in the middle, and Sony is way up here in the clouds. But I think in the end, what we really need is to get away from Blu-rays for game storage and go to secure SD cards. Not the teeny little thumbnail sized ones, but the bigger ones, because that would make it easier to find. And frankly, that's what a Nintendo Switch cartridge is already. It's just a secure SD card. You could strip all of that Blu-ray stuff out of your console while still allowing physical media. And as someone who actually had to write a security system for SD cards back when I did Hit and Myth for Gizmondo, it's not that hard. And in the end, everything's going to get cracked eventually anyway. You know you know how it be. Um, we need a secure SD cards. I agree. I think that would be the way forward here. And I think it's in keeping with my whole theme recently of doing more with less instead of less with more. Um, and we're going to get into a bit of that with the whole object persistence thing that I'm about to start on. I hope this doesn't bore you guys to death, but this is a video that I've been working on. I worked on it all day, did not get it done, but I have written some of the script, and I'm going to show you some screenshots that go along with it. I've grabbed some video, but I don't want to put that up on the screen. Um, but object persistence is what makes a Western RPG a Western RPG in general. And you might ask, why are Western RPGs so? Uh, why do they like to do this so much when Japanese RPGs don't do it at all? And okay, I'm gonna read you part of the script, and you guys can debate, and I'll listen to your criticisms, no matter how harsh and valid. I search for Elder Scrolls construction set. Look what comes up. I don't want a Lego set of. Okay, that is stupid cool. But that isn't what I was searching for. Is this Lego? No, it's Mega Bloks. Mega Bloks got the Skyrim license? Whoa! Good for them. Okay, fine. 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 I said I wasn't going to do it, but now I'm gonna because it won't give me what I'm looking for. Okay, here's something that's amazing. Oh, wait, no, no, no. If you have Morrowind Game of the Year Edition on GOG, it has the Elder Scrolls Construction Set with it. And not only will it run, but it will run on Linux, which it was not designed to run on. You can just give it the most basic prefix, and it will run. It will take a minute to load, but it'll run. So what is this? This is the toolkit that they made Morrowind with. You can see all of the various item types, the cells that they would snap together to make the world. Let's load. Let's import some data. If I can remember how to do this. Data files. Here we go. Blood Moon. How you gotta do that? Oh, it makes me double click on it there. Okay. All right. Yes, you may continue. Okay, there's a whole bunch of things that are different now because this version of the toolkit was not used to make the final Game of the Year version of the game. So there's a lot of yes, please. And it takes a second to load, so Linux thinks it's hung, but it's not. There. Okay. Let's see. Let's open up a cell here. Let's go to Balmora. Balmora is one of my favorite fantasy cities. And I just, if I could go and live anywhere, it would probably be here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Work with me here. You're making a liar out of me, construction set. I said you were pretty easy to work with. Is it because I moved the mouse off the... Oh, yeah, it's because I moved the mouse off the screen. Ooh, I inverted everything. Hang on just a second. I can get a good viewpoint here. Oh, look at it. Ah, look how small it is when you can see the whole thing. But it's so beautiful, and I love it so much. Especially the Corner Club. Oh, I love the Corner Club. Oh, I love the Corner Club. But this is the tool. It must be difficult living on the wrong side of the earth. Yeah, really. Oh, that was Root. Hey, Root. Hey. All right. But this is the toolkit that they used to make Morrowind. They included the entire toolkit on the disk so that people could make mods for it, because every mod that people made for Morrowind made Morrowind more valuable. It's just like how um, Valve adored the fact that Counter-Strike was built on the Half-Life engine, because everybody who wanted to play Counter-Strike had to buy Half-Life. And everybody who wanted to play Dota had to buy Warcraft 3. It was a community thing, and boy do I miss that. But this engine, this toolkit, very simple. You can move things around, you can move things up and down, you can place things extremely in a very precise position, or you can just slop them everywhere to make something look more natural. This was the toolkit that was used to make Morrowind and a more advanced version of it was used to make Oblivion. And another version called the GEC, the Cardinal Creation Kit, was used to make Fallout and Fallout New Vegas. I remember getting this to struggle to run on my Pentium 3 900 megahertz back in the early 2000s. Oh man, yeah, that's a shared memory, dude. That's a shared memory. I wish they did that with Ultima 7. Don't spoil the surprise. Root says, "How's it going?" It's going all right. This week's been kind of annoying on the job front. Another uh, I had another promising job turn out to be yet another scam, and it was a bit disheartening. But I just gotta get over it and keep plugging, and something will happen. So, Fahad, have you not seen this? No, not Little Wars. I've only got like a million projects here. There's something else we're going to talk about here in a second. Keep your head up, dude. If I hear anything in your area, I'll let you know. Thanks. Well, I'm in Tomah, Wisconsin, so I doubt there will be anything in my area. I need something remote. And I was after um, COVID, I was pretty much of the opinion that game development was going to go almost all remote, and I wasn't going to have this problem anymore. Um, but that seems to be retracting a little bit. Um, so we'll see. Okay, Fah- Fahad Fahad. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. No, I can't. I don't know your name. It makes me feel so bad. All right, this is the object editor for Ultima 7 Revisited, and it lets you go through and edit all the objects. And eventually, I'm going to have also have a world editor, conversation editor, all of that kind of stuff to make it easier to mod Ultima 7. Um, I've been working exclusively on gameplay up until now, so that hasn't been a priority, but I'm getting those. I'm going to get those together. Call me Foodie. All right, I can call you Foodie. I like food. I'm also a foodie. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. I've worked really hard on this project, and so have a lot of other people. I hope one crashes in here. Are we eventually going to get stuff like a use code compiler? No, I'm not doing that crap anymore. There's absolutely no point in compiling scripts back to use code, in my opinion. Right now, all of the original use code scripts have been converted to Lua, which people actually know and have tools for and enjoy using. So it's going to be Lua completely moving forward. We're not going to do this thing where you know you compile a script that you into a language that nobody uses anymore just to get it running in the game. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you. Foodie says yes, 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 yes. Well, thank you. All right. So I was talking about object persistence, and this is a thing that has come up because um, there are a lot of people who think that staying on creation engine for Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6 is going to hold those games back. Um, that is not the case. Object persistence is one of the defining characteristics of most Western RPGs, and I'm going to have footage of all of this. In Cyberpunk 2077, you can drop a gun on the ground at one end of the map, go all the way to the other, come all the way back, and that gun will still be on the ground. Object persistence is what lets you collect every cheese wheel in Skyrim. Object persistence is what makes the world feel more real. And the reason object persistence became a big thing in Western RPGs is because of a surprising name. Let me find this thing. It is because of... Look, I just downloaded this. Where is it? It is because of one man named Gary Flipping Gygax. Gary Gygax is the one responsible for Western RPGs continually trying to simulate worlds. And this document, the Dungeon Master's Guide for the original Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, is the reason why. This is not a set of play rules. This is Gary's attempt to model an entire fantasy world using probability and mathematics. And I'm sure it won't... let's see. Characters. Okay, I'm getting lost in this. The huge overlap between role players and computer science majors, especially in colleges, meant that a lot of people tried to take this document and build a persistent world with it inside a computer. Now, at the time, they only had 48K to 64K of RAM, and it just really wasn't possible. I think it is necessary that some objects persist. I don't want garbage persisting, so I do not want all things persisting, says thy Lord Root. Ah, but who decides what garbage is? One moment. So, lots of early 8-bit RPGs. Ultima, Wizardry, Rogue, D&D, they all tried their best to get as much of this document into their worlds as they could. Now, this was the point at which some of those RPGs made it to the other side of the world and landed in Japan. When the Japanese saw it, and the two most seminal RPG series that went to Japan were Wizardry and Ultima. When the Japanese saw those games, they were enthralled by their gameplay, their combat systems, and their storytelling opportunities. These games did not yet have good world simulations, so that element of the game wasn't something the Japanese became interested in. They went off on this huge tangent and started making games that were much more abstract, but much more focused in what experience they were providing the player. Absolutely amazing, amazing different take on what RPGs were supposed to be. Now, let's fast forward. I'm going to have more about this in the video, but let's go ahead and fast forward to Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls has inherited the object persistence methodology, and their creation engine is really, really good at that. You know what isn't really, really good at that? Unreal or Unity. Neither one of those engines support heavy object persistence out of the box. Someone said something. I suppose the player does, but I guess things that can't be sold and don't provide them any material benefit, stuff that corpses generate, for instance. Yeah, I think it's possible. It might be kind of nice to just have a trash option in a game like Skyrim, where you just select all the brooms and the child's dresses and the things like that that you don't really need, and you can just throw them away instead of trying to find a vendor who will take them. That would be nice. Arlie, hey Arlie, did I say hi earlier? I don't think I did. It is a pleasure to see you again. Okay, so um, in order for Unreal to have object persistence, you would need a source code license. And I know some people might say, can Unreal do it at all? Yes, Unreal absolutely can do streaming worlds with object persistence. See, it's a dry stream. It's a dry stream because there is one amazing game that is not an RPG that people overlook. Where's my Steam library? There we go. And that game is Satisfactory! My favorite game of all time. I have 3,500 hours in this game. This game is not an RPG and it's not an immersive sim. It's a factory automation game set in a fully 3D world with perfect object persistence because it has to. You can't make a factory automation game and have it lose your stuff. And this game was made on Unreal 4 to begin with and got ported forward to Unreal 5. That means that Unreal absolutely can do an RPG with a streaming world and object persistence. But Coffee Stain spent years building that into the system. And we know that Bethesda hasn't been doing that. What have they been doing? I don't know. But it wasn't that. And so they're going to go back to Creation Engine for Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6. And that's fine. It works. It would be nice if they had come up with a brand new Unreal-based engine that could do the same thing. But the Oblivion remaster proved that you can marry Unreal graphics with Creation Engine underlying tech. And so they may end up doing that for the next two games as well. And again, it would be nice if they'd already figured that out. I don't know what they've been doing. But object persistence is a vital part of Western RPGs because Western RPGs try, at least nominally, to simulate a world and give it some verisimilitude. One of my favorite words. Oh, interesting. I'm eating, but I'm here. Good evening, my friend. Ah, good evening to you. Okay, so Satisfactory is a rad one. That is correct, it is. I mean, the build engine is still in use and is actually kind of interesting from what I understand. Yes, it is. And it is. Chelnav18 says, I just found out I have Satisfactory in my Steam library, but I've never played it. Oh, my dear. My dear. Do you have an engineering mindset at all? Because if you do, you may not want to open that game. It will eat your brain. 3,500 hours. I could have learned a foreign language. Instead, I've beaten Satisfactory like 5 times. That Lord Root says, do it. Yes, I'm an engineer. Kill Darth Sidious. Okay, you'll probably like it, but proceed with caution is all I'm going to try and say. Um, there's a new feature in the game that you may want to not turn off. It will beep you every 2 hours and tell you you've been playing for 2 hours. You've now been playing for 4 hours. You've now been playing for 8 hours, etc., etc., etc. You may want to use that to moderate your play. That's all I'm saying. Darth Tyrannus. Who is Darth Tyrannus? Oh, Darth Tyrannus was Count Dookie. Darth Sidious was the Emperor. Why did those names have to be so dumb? Count Dooku? Really? George, how am I supposed to say that with a straight face? Swear. Okay, so the point is, there's nothing wrong with Creation Engine. It should do just fine for Unreal, for Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Absolutely no reason why they can't keep using that, especially if they follow the Oblivion Remastered path and use Unreal as their graphics engine. Now, as forward-thinking as it would have been to go ahead and build object persistence into an instance of the Unreal Engine, they clearly haven't done that, and, well, that's a missed opportunity, but it'll be fine. It really will. I mean, we all know that the Sith Master is Jar Jar Binks. Yep, Jar Jar Binks. He who accidentally stumbled his way into becoming, or into creating an empire. Okay. My throat is so dry, I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the pretty music for a minute while I get some water. He didn't even go for Chancellor. Darth Sidious is his puppet. I wouldn't say that. Oh. Uh, who was talking about? Was it Foodie? Yeah, Foodie was talking about Myth, the Myth games. And if y'all have ever heard me do the demon voice, that's Soul Blighter. At the end of the first game, you have defeated Balor, the big bad. But Soul Blighter, his lieutenant, can resurrect him if he gets the head back. So your job is to throw the head into this void pit where nothing comes back. And so you start that map, and Soul Blighter is already on the map, and he says, "Give me the head. Give me the head, and I will let you live." That's where I got the demon voice from. So sorry. Okay, so let's now we've talked about that. Hopefully that's pretty cool. It's very Dr. Claw. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. Um, so that's everything I was going to talk about with regard to object persistence and how important it is to Western RPGs, even though it's not important at all to Japanese RPGs. Um, so let's actually talk about what I've been doing this week. And the first thing I did was go kind of nuts. If you follow me on their socials, their media de social, then you will know that that early this week, around on Monday, I started. Arlie SG25 says that voice clap. Thank you, thank you. I actually used it for an actual game, but the game never shipped, unfortunately. Okay, so I've been working on a couple of different things. I have had great success just throwing the data files for old games, old DOS games, at Grok Build and saying, here, get graphics out of this, get gameplay elements out of this, figure this out. And it's been able to do them. And it's been so fast. It's just been crazy. It never occurred to me that that sort of thing was built into game engines. I just always thought you rolled your own. Well, I mean, it isn't really it isn't really built in. It's not object persistence isn't built into Unity and it's not built into Unreal. Because only a very specialized genre of games really care about that, and that's RPGs. So yeah, you have to roll your own. It's not that big a deal, typically, unless you're Skyrim and you want people to be able to collect every single. I had a friend who made it his goal to collect one of every single unique object in Fallout 3, and he failed because he gave up. There was a quest where you have to get something called the Naughty Nightwear. He did not realize that there's only one instance of the Naughty Nightwear in the game, and he sold it, and that's why he failed his quest to get one of every named object in the game. Okay, so I was mucking around with Grok Build, and I pointed it at a bunch of old DOS games. And the first thing I did was make a Wing Commander ship viewer, which wasn't very difficult at all. See, my goal has weirdly been to implement something that plays a great deal like Ultima 6, so I figured that sort of game engine would be very specialized anyway. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that yourself. There aren't enough games of this genre that really care about object persistence to do that for you. You're gonna have to do it yourself, but it's not that hard. That's part of the fun, though. I think. Yeah, really, it is. It is part of the fun. I mean, Ultima 7 is object persistence, so I had to write a object persistence system myself for Ultima 7, and it wasn't that hard. Okay, so it took me about 4 hours, and I made a Wing Commander ship viewer, and I'm like, I got high on what I could do here, and so I went and I mentioned Starflight earlier, which is a criminally overlooked game. Nobody knows about this game, but it's amazing. And so made a Starflight map viewer. And if you know anything about Starflight, these maps were generated using fractals, which means that in order to um, regenerate them outside the game, you would need to know the exact fractal engine as well as the uh, inputs for each specific planet. I gave Grokbuild the original game files and a screenshot of one of the planets, and it figured the whole thing out. I could remake Starflight probably in about a week. And at one point, once I have income coming in, I will do that. And, you know, a lot of people have spent a lot of time trying to crack these old games. Not to remove copy protection, but to re-implement them so that they're not stuck on their original platforms. This game started off as a game for the IBM PC Junior and the Tandy 1000. It used a specialized resolution of 160 by 200 and then stretched it double wide. So getting it running on other systems has always been a PETA. But now I can make a replacement engine for Starflight and let people experience what it is to play a good game, a really good game, with lots of planets and stars to explore. Excuse me. All right. This is absolutely me programming. This is. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't quite get that one. Only Windows blue, white, or null. Like this? Is this what you were talking about? Excuse me. Okay. And so I then fell down another rabbit hole and um, started working on another game that really, really, really does need a replacement engine. The original Civilization. Root says, I might have misunderstood what is being done here. You're asking it to reverse engineer the executable. That's something different. It can actually get certain things out of the executable. Um, but for the most part, it's going to need to uh, look at the graphics and re-implement whatever format the graphics were stored in so they can be pulled out and turned into PNGs. It can also look on the internet for anything that might have been figured out about the gameplay of the game. This is absolutely me when I am programming. Sorry, was keyboard that removed my word? Oh, okay. That's okay. Only Windows Blue White. Oh, yeah, yeah. Keep it simple till you don't need to. Um, but this is a Civilization. Wait, let's run that back. New game. Deity, 8 civilizations. Red Americans. There we go. There. Okay, so this is Civilization Revisited. My habit of programming is to create void windows, blue, white, and null. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like lots of color in what I'm doing either. I find it distracting. All right, so Um, Grok Build was able to grab all the graphics of Civilization. There's some animated graphics that it hasn't implemented yet. Um, Look at other projects that attempt to remake Civilization on the internet. Um, Create a perfect terrain generation system. And now we actually do have AIs on the map. They don't do that much. But they do found cities, create settlers, improve plots, and make other units. And again, I did this in like what, a day and a half. It almost makes me feel bad for people who have been trying to re-implement these games for so long, and I'm one of those people. I spent so much time re-implementing Powermonger from scratch simply because it's one of my favorite games. And Starflight, I tried and tried, but I could not make heads or tails of the world generation system, at least partially because it was written in fourth. um, but the idea that we can take these older games and make them accessible to new players through free um, replacement engines is something that appeals to me greatly because it's what I've already been doing with Ultima 7. And I let this distract me. I did get some work done on Little Wars, um, but it wasn't as much as it could have been. I just got obsessed with taking. What happens if I throw this game at Grok Build and tell it to just remake it? What happens if I do that? And the answer is I usually get pretty good results. Um, so this is definitely going to be something that I'm going to continue with after Little Wars is done and after Ultima 7 Revisited has hit its next milestone. And again, when I started my Patreon, I didn't start it specifically for Ultima 7 Revisited. I said that I was going to make replacement engines for old games, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And if people like that, hopefully they'll continue to support me. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, I hardly got anything done on Ultima 7 this week. So let's see if we can do something here. Back to Ultima 7. Last week we got a machine gun coded in. Um, I think we may have to undo that. But we wanted that for testing purposes. Oh, I want to get Spark in the party and see if his sling works. I'm so sorry if you guys. Major thing I've been working on is my compiler. I've been writing RFC1. Excellent. What am I doing? I'm sorry if you guys can hear me slurping that water. I don't understand why, but it's a dry stream tonight. My lip was glued up. All right. Let's hit a 5. Not get caught up on a pole. Are these? Do these? Yeah, these aren't gonna do anything until I'm in combat mode. So let's come up here and grab the Spark, who has the sling. Let's go ahead and move him outside so he doesn't get hung up on that bed. And now we will talk to him. I'm really happy that the conversation system is working so well. Would that everything worked that well. Like the pathfinding. YOLO, where are you? YOLO, get off that pole. Okay, YOLO. We need to put his crossbow in his hand. It's hard to be a man when there's a crossbow in your hand. Name that song. Oh, dang it. Is that sausages or a sling? No, that's sausages. Why does he not have a sling? He specifically said he had a sling. Is it equipped already? I did again. No, it's not equipped. Alright, let's go buy him one, I guess. I'd like to work on the grammar a bit more before the week ends, though. I still need to implement attributes and enumerations. But I kind of settled on something pretty C-sharpy with a couple of Perlisms and somehow pipeline-oriented programming. Okay, that's very interesting. I'm so sorry. Good lord. I'm a terrible, terrible person. It does not deserve to have any viewers. Hiccuping in people's mouths, or in people's ears. Excuse me. Oh. Schedules aren't on, so I can't buy anything. But he got a... There's such thing as stealing right now. So has anybody got a sling that I can abscond with? You know, for testing purposes. No? I think this chest is locked. No, it's not. Is that a club? Yeah, it is. I could give that to Spark. Alright, fine. Turn on NPC schedules. Send debugs. It's going to be slow as Christmas. But I need to be able to buy a sling for the child. Does this work yet? Nope. Oh, come on. One sling, please. Main gaucher. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's the way I've always said it, so don't come at me. Isn't there a great dagger around? I want a ranged weapon specifically. Ah, that's sling, right? No, it's a leather collar. Popey McBooperson. Complete set of leather armor. Cool. Monster egg hatched? A rabbit? I want to see the rabbit. Is it on the side of the wall? I don't remember a rabbit spawning inside Trinsic. Who has a lot of arrows? Well, you know, they multiply. Yeah, they sure do. Oh, man. There's this guy I've been watching. What's his name? I think it's Farming While Beige. Farming While Beige. That's it. Um, and he likes to do stuff on his own, but also comment on other people's TikToks and such. And this woman was like any millennial, I got some chickens. I started with 6. It switches to him and he says, yes, I also started with 6. And he starts to pan around with the camera. He's got this huge chicken farm with hundreds of chickens. It's like, I started with 6. I started with I started with 6 chickens. I started with 6. And it's just clucking and clucking in the background. It's hysterical. Alright, well there is a ranged weapon here. And it is, where did it go? This nice little thing. So, let's put these on. Oi. Gotta figure out how to fix that. Alright. I don't think the bow is set up yet, so let's see if we can do that. I think my favorite engineering pun is rabbit semi being a Z80 that can multiply. Rabbit semi. That's probably a really, really clever. Wait, being a Z80 that can multiply. Okay, I just got it. That's great. All right. First thing we need to know is what is the Anthony, type straight, will ya? It would make this so much easier. What is the shape for a bow? It is 597. That's it. 597. So now let's go into, let's see, a combat state and use 7 object. For shape bow. Crossbow bolt. Expert. Jeez, Anthony. Shape. Sling stone equals. Well, cobblestone, virtue stone, standing stone, millstone, tombstone, stone harpy, sword in a stone, stone chips. Is it not called a stone? Maybe a pebble? No, no pebble. What is slings fire? Sling stones. But there's nothing called a sling stone. I'll be darned, I don't remember. Oh my god, the music ran out! The music ran out! The Serpent Isle paper doll is cool, but you can lose stuff on it. Ain't that the truth? What? What do slings fire? Why am I having so much trouble figuring this out? They fire stones, right? Arrow, bolts. Is it possible they don't fire anything? That you just see the animation and then the enemy takes the hit? Did my imagination put that in there? $722 is arrow. Sea lion, you are driving me nuts though. $722. I think you do see the stone go. Slings don't need ammo. They always work. Perhaps that's why. I think you do see the stone go. I think the bolt flies. One moment, please. Alright. Alright. Shape crossbow bolt. How can it not be found? It's right there. Fire ranged projectile. Okay. Oh, used for both crossbow and sling for now. Be nice if I read my own comments, wouldn't it? Okay, okay. That should help. That should do it, I think. If we have a crossbow, a sling, or a bow, then we have a ranged weapon equipped, and that should allow us to do ranged combat. Let's find out. It would be cool if this just worked. If I had done enough preliminary stuff for us to just be able to add this thing. Let's find out. Okay, where's the bow? There it is. Now he shouldn't need arrows. I might give him some anyway. Get off that pole, grief. Oh, wrong. Begin combat. YOLO. Kill that guy. Spark. Kill that guy. Weird. Is it because he's hung up on the thing and we can't figure out a way to get to him anymore? Yes, he looks like Shimino there. It'll get fixed. It'll get fixed. It'll all get fixed, I promise. Okay, so it looks like Spark was firing, but I don't think YOLO was. Let's try this again. Okay, exiting combat mode. Right now, we come up here where we've got to clear YOLO, fight pirate. Huh! It was Spark who fired at the pirate, even though I told YOLO to fight the pirate. Oh, no, 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 no. Sandbox mode, please. And the demo will just make things take longer. Oh, just like with the original game. I keep talking to them when I want to manipulate their inventory. There. Okay, now over here and get him his bow. Oh, oh, did he not fire because I forgot to put his crossbow in his hand? Guess we'll find out here in a second. I always do that. I always forget to put the actual weapon in the hand. I could have sworn I had that fixed. I could have sworn I had that fixed. What the heck? Oh, that reminds me. I have something completely different to show you guys. And we'll do it after this test. Combat. Yellow. Attack a pirate. Spark. Attack that pirate. Go. Okay, who is this? Okay, what NPC ID is this? Should be 1. Oh, it is. Okay, okay, it was brief, but you could see them both firing the arrows. So I probably forgot to put the crossbow in his hand. All right, so that worked. All right, so there's a couple other things that I'm sorry to kind of rush this, but there was something very important that happened earlier today, I think. A contributor contributed a contribution, and that contribution contributes more tile animation. Not Peach Tree gets thumbs up, thank you. So we're going to pull one of these and see if we can integrate it. For requests. It's called Roofs 2, The Roofs Strike Back. It's by Wudano7. Several animation improvements, including palette animation. This is done by creating a sprite sheet for each chunk that is animated pixels and iterating through them after terrain draw. Also, a roof is fixed and several animation types are added to the roof.csv setup. Okay, can we merge this clean? We can. For merge. Now, go into Git and see if we can pull. Don't tell me there's a... Okay. Alright, it was such a minor thing. We can revert all this and then redo it. Whoa, 12 changes. Good gravy. I wish Wudan were here to... Wudan, are you here? I'd very much like you to walk us through this. Because I'm honestly not sure what animation was added. I think he did some notes on... Is it U7 Code Tinkers? MX mode. Alright, let's come out here to surf. I'm going exactly the wrong direction because I don't have a good sense of direction. Ask my wife. Ah, that looks really good, but I thought we already had that. Oh, he also fixed the really tall roof with a... Ah, good. This had a bit of a weird point to it, and he's done some work on smoothing that out, which is nice. How about some river animation? We got that somewhere? Let's jump up here to pause. Oh, I do like that swamp. Okay, we fixed the first frame, so now it looks much better. I'm liking that a lot. All right, let's see if we have any water glisten or anything like that. Ah, he did do it. He added glisten to the water. Oh, the water glistens. It's not completely static anymore. And if I recall correctly, yeah, he put some animation on things that are in the water. Yeah, to make it look like the water's flowing past them. Oh, Wudan, I love you. Oh, look at this stuff. Oh, look how much more alive it makes everything look. Oh, thanks, man. And now we've got waves out in the ocean. Oh, I know I de-emphasized this stuff over, actual gameplay elements, but this stuff really is absolutely vital to making the world feel real. Verisimilitude. One of my favorite words. Okay, is there anything more? Okay, I think that's everything that was in the pack. I'll have to get with him later. I wish he were here. Nice. Nice. And see, the water wheel is turning in the right direction. What is this? What is this? Shape 941? What the heck are you? Oh, okay. It looks like some objects that should not be drawn anymore at all are now being drawn. Right now, the water wheel used to be drawn in two parts. Now it's just being drawn in one, but that means we have to turn the other part off so it doesn't interfere. And I'm pretty sure that's what's also happening with the benches that we saw earlier. And you can see that the water flows this way, it turns the water wheel this way, it then flows around these rocks, and then out to sea. Great job, man. Great job. Polarity Gamer says, that looks so gorgeous. Yes, it does. All right. Okay. Let's talk about something else. Man, that was painless too. I did a merge. I didn't even look at it. I just merged it, figuring I could go back and fix it later if I needed to. Did I need to? No. I love this game so much. Okay. I have one last question before I go. Can a person make their own game like RPG Maker? Complete standalone with no limit to amount of sprite, animation, map size, events, dialogue, etc.? No. There has to be limits. The engine has to make some assumptions about where about what you're doing, just so it knows where to stop. I mean, there are about 250 people in the Ultima 7 world. So if I made, a structure that had 1,000 entries, most of it would be unused. But I mean, you absolutely can make your own RPG and make your own RPG Maker. There's absolutely no reason why you can't. It's just going to be an absolute ton of work. And there's just no getting around it unless you use something somebody's already come up with. Oh man, what's going on here? We have an entire chunk missing. I hadn't seen that before. But it's got something to do with roofs. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's something to fix. See, all of this should not even be shown. This should be on top of this. And we're going to have to do I think we're going to have to do some per chunk parsing in order to make sure they get where they're supposed to be and do what they're supposed to do. That's okay. I was going to do that anyway. Because when the avatar walks into a building, I want this roof to disappear. But I don't want this roof to disappear. I don't want any of the other roofs to disappear. That means I need chunk-specific data saying this roof is connected to this roof is connected to this roof. If one of them disappears, all three of them should. And I've been meaning to get that in for a while. And with the better roofs that we finally have in, That's quickly becoming a priority. Okay, let's talk about one more thing regarding Ultima 7, and that is the little peoples. The little peoples that we love so much. They don't look good in the game, and we know this. So, a friend of mine on X named Pete linked, he likes to link to old games, and he linked to this one, which is something I knew about but hadn't thought about in a while. It's called Hexplore. Okay, let's turn the... Okay, this game actually used voxels for everything, including the characters. So this is a good representation of what voxel characters in Ultima 7 might look like. And I don't hate it. I really don't. They're never going to look great, but, you know, they don't look terrible. And it might be easier to do this than to do sprites or 3D models. Although, if I recall correctly, one crash was actually looking at 3D models, simple 3D models for the characters as well. But I don't hate the style, and if we could get it looking right, I don't think it would be a bad thing. But we have, what's the impetus? You just want to polish it up a bit, or is there a functionality for it? Polish it up a bit. Right now, someone pointed out that the anti-rotation that I did for everybody doesn't work perfectly, and it makes everybody look drunk. And you're going to see it. Now that I've said that, you're going to see it once I get in. Everybody's just a little leany, just a little leany. Like they're a little tipsy coming out of the pub. And while it's, what is going on with these drop shadows? Whoa. Anywho, and while it's not terrible, and I could live with it, I don't want to live with it. I want it to look much better. So yeah, just complete polish. Doesn't have anything to do with gameplay necessarily. Magic is broken, can't blame them. True. Okay. Was there anything else I want to talk about? Okay, there is one more thing I want to talk about, and it's on a completely different project. I did do a little work on Little Wars. Um. So we're gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna have to wrap up because I am losing my juju. Okay. Combat test. I implemented completely new little figures for, man, those don't look very good at all. Okay, they look a little better when I turn this way. For archers and swordsmen, both to get rid of the original ones, and also because I didn't like how they looked. So you've got swordsmen, and what denotes their color is the color of their pants and the color of the shield they carry. So that's red, and here's some blue ones. They're blue pants and blue shields, etc. And here's some white ones, or gray ones. Alright, but one thing I wanted to talk to you about whether or not you guys think this is a good idea, is I have changed temporarily the castle building to use these small blocks instead of the large and small walls. And my feeling was, I mean, you can lay them down really fast. They click to each other. You can just pile them up. But one thing I wanted to do was to to be able to do that. Now, of course, it wouldn't be quite that fast. Um, one catapult bolt, should not be able to knock them down like that. But I wanted that dynamism. Yeah, there we go. I wanted that dynamism. When they get knocked out of place, they will eventually disappear. When it's down to one level, then the attacking soldiers can climb over them. Um, and I just wanted to get a feel for uh, what y'all think about this. Is it too juvenile? Is it too destruction? Yep. Um, this is not supposed to be a serious game at all. Okay, it's called Little Wars. It's specifically a scenario designed to allow you to have fun. And um, as a result, I love it, but I don't think other people might. And it's just if I put this in here and people start doing the combat and they're like, "What the heck's going on with the walls?" I don't want to disappoint them. On the other hand, man, I can't knock those two down at the top for love or money. Ah, got them. And then we got these here that are physics jiggling. It's just how it is. Um, I want to do it. I want to do it real bad, but I don't know how that would make the how that would be how that would alter the perception of the game. Um, Other stuff in the game is actually working pretty well. We've got units following the terrain. We can hold the mouse button and have them face a marker in order to. Um, why are they turning yellow? Oh, huh. Maybe it's just my eyes. We can rotate them to have them change facing. Changing facing before attacking your opponent is always a good idea. We should be able to, huh? Well, we're firing over a hill, so okay. I lost a way more swordsmen than I should have. It's because I was firing over a hill. I should have moved them up here first. And that's the sort of tactical decision I want you to be able to make in the game and have it work out or not work out, and it would be fun. That's that's what I'm doing with Little Wars. And with that, I think I know I'm cutting out early, but my mouth is so dry, and I haven't been feeling good. So I feel like I got a lot of stuff done tonight. I feel like I covered a lot of stuff. I hope that what I talked about was enjoyable to you. I hope my microphone is not muted. um, and I think it's time to say goodnight. Uh, love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Everything's going to be okay. Oh, Polarity Gamer says, looks good. Thank you. Thanks again, since not Peachtree. Great stuff. Don't forget to check out Soul 1. You may find it interesting. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me, because I'd have totally forgotten.